Alright, well, if you enjoyed my last video on how to build a boat, this is a continuation of that. Or maybe I should say it's an upgrade or a modification. Basically, when I went to build this boat in my expert world, once I got to a certain step, I decided to kind of take some creative liberties and adjustments to what I originally built. And since I had this all recorded on stream, I figured I would chop this up and let you guys see what I did here. And then if you follow along, you'll be able to make this type of boat as well. And so basically, all the beginning steps are pretty much the same. But where it starts to differ is when I added the side balloons. So first thing I do is use the beachy railing piece. I'm placing these in the exact place where the balloons were located, and then I'm putting the balloons on top of these posts. For the front window, I'm still using the sunny railing, but this time I'm using the curved one first, and we will be placing this as close to the balloons as possible. Then we are connecting the 1x2 sunny railing piece to that 2 times. Then we're using the sunny railing single post piece, and then we'll connect the 4x4 curved sunny railing piece again. I've also moved the steering wheel to be more centered. Then I added the sunny railing like I did before, using the 1x8 piece to finish it off. I added an extra big thruster in the back now as well. I'm using the seaworthy railing from the lighthouse set again, but this time the way I place it, I left a gap between both sides. You'll see why a little bit later on in this video. I decided to put a flag marker on my boat so I don't lose track of where I've docked it. Okay, now it's time to use the thruster trick again. We're going to place the thruster on this angled sidewall here. To get this next part to work correctly, I had to redo how I made the front of this boat. Just had to get some pieces out of the way and then change how I laid down the sides. Once I did that, the railings were able to fit a bit better, which then allowed me to do the next step, getting these pieces on an angle. Using the thruster trick and pointing your targeting dot at the bottom of the thruster, you're going to use the 8x2 beachy piece and slide that forward as far as it can go, and then bump it over so that it connects to the railing piece. Then you can take a 6x2 beachy piece and lock it to that piece, and it should reach across from railing to railing. Remove the thruster that's on that diagonal half wall, and now place that thruster on the side of the 8x2 long piece. Make sure that it's as far to the side as possible, because now we're going to place the 1x8 heroic wall piece right next to it. You should be able to nudge this piece into position relatively easily. Now to fill in the sides, we're going to take the 16x2 beachy piece and point your targeting dot at the base of the original piece you laid across the bottom. That should get that piece to align properly and be on the correct angle as well. Now we can get rid of that thruster and then do the same thing for this side. Awesome. Now we have an actual enclosed cabin. It's a little small, but I still think it's kind of cozy. And now we're going to stick our storage chests under here instead. Now we're going to add some seating back here. 3 on the side and 2 in the back. That I think happens a little bit later in the video. I'm using another 12x2 beachy piece to just cover this small little space here. I'm using the showstopper light and placing it on the angled beachy piece so that the light faces more forward. Alright, now let's finish the roof. I'm using the quarter circle sunny floor pieces from the Supernova set and placing them like so. This. And we will stack these 2 on top of each other. We'll place a third one on top of those, but we'll bump it in a little bit so that it covers the center top. And we're going to use the Supernova 2x4 piece to cover this gap you see here. Now in this video, I placed 1 balloon in the center on the top to help keep balance. But later on while I was playing, I decided to knock that balloon off and then put 2 more on the tops on each side there. This lifted the boat a little bit more out of the water and was better for balance. Here are those 2 other seats I was talking about earlier. And then use the 2x2 scientific trim from the Supernova roof set to add to the back of the railings on the boat. I used the 1x8 sunny railing and connected that to the front window to wrap around the side of the boat. And then I used the sunny railing 1x1 post piece to put under the railing to kind of look like it's holding it up. I did 2 on each side for good measure. Next, I used the 8x2 beachy piece to continue on with the roof. You stack those up twice, just like we did with the quarter circles. Then we connect 4 more to those top quarter circle pieces. And now your roof should look something like this. As you see in this shot here, the water does come up a little bit, which is why I mentioned earlier about adding another balloon. But that's still your choice. The boat drives great regardless. But that's it. Now you have a much more stylized boat with a cabin. Now you're able to cruise around in LEGO Fortnite Odyssey's oceans in some nice boating style. And remember, if you like this content and you enjoyed this build, to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.